Reverie of the Rose. In a land bathed in golden sunlight, a single rose stood out amongst all others in a vast garden. It wasn't the reddest or the tallest. In fact, it was a soft shade of pink with petals that shimmered when the sun kissed them. This rose was special because, unlike the others, it had a dream. Every night, when the world was silent, and the stars whispered stories to each other, the rose dreamt of flying. It wished to feel the wind on its petals and see the world from the sky, just like the birds did. One day, a butterfly named Lila fluttered into the garden. Her wings were a mosaic of colors, and she danced in the air as if the world was her stage. The rose, captivated by Lila's beauty, shared its dream with her. Lila, with her gentle smile, said, "Why do you want to fly when you are rooted so beautifully to the ground?" The rose replied, "I want to see the world. I want to feel the freedom that the birds feel." Lila pondered for a moment and then whispered, "I might not be able to make you fly, but I can show you the world through my eyes." From that day on, every afternoon, Lila would visit the rose. She would narrate tales of her adventures, of the vast mountains she soared above, of the sparkling rivers she had seen, and of the many meadows she had rested in. Through Lila's stories, the rose traveled to places it had never imagined. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the rose realized something profound. It didn't need to fly to feel free or to see the world. The stories and experiences shared by Lila were more than enough. The rose felt content with its place in the garden, blooming with joy each day. One day, Lila came to the rose with a surprise. She had brought with her tiny droplets of dew from a mountain peak, soft petals from a hidden valley, and a melody from a distant land. The rose, overwhelmed with emotion, said, "Why did you bring these for me?" Lila replied, "To show you that sometimes dreams can come true in ways we never expect." From that moment on, the rose didn't dream of flying anymore. Instead, it dreamt of the beautiful world it was a part of and the wonderful friend it had in Lila. And in the vast garden, amidst thousands of roses, this one rose with its soft pink petals shimmered the brightest, for it held within it the magic of dreams and the warmth of friendship. The Caged Phoenix. Once, in a grand castle surrounded by thick forests and glistening lakes, there was a golden cage. Inside this cage, lived a magnificent phoenix named Pyra. Pyra had feathers that looked like flames and eyes that sparkled like the stars. However, despite her radiant beauty, she often looked sad. Every day, Pyra would watch the world outside through the bars of her cage. She would see birds soaring high and animals roaming freely in the forest. She longed to spread her fiery wings and soar above the clouds, feeling the wind rush past her. A young servant girl named Mia worked in the castle. She was in charge of taking care of Pyra. Every day, Mia would bring fresh fruits and sing sweet songs to the phoenix. Over time, the two formed a deep bond. One evening, Mia noticed tears in Pyra's eyes. She softly asked, "Why do you weep, dear Pyra?" Pyra replied, "I am grateful for your kindness, Mia. But my heart aches to be free, to fly high and touch the sky. Mia's heart ached for her feathered friend. She knew that the king kept Pyra caged because he believed the phoenix brought luck and prosperity to the kingdom. But seeing the sadness in Pyra's eyes, Mia made a brave decision. The next night, under the cover of darkness, Mia sneaked into the room where Pyra's cage was kept. With a heavy stone, she broke the lock. The door swung open, and Pyra, sensing her path to freedom, hesitated for a moment. She looked at Mia, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Go," Mia whispered. "Fly high and be free." With a joyful cry, Pyra spread her wings, creating a burst of flames and light, and soared into the night sky. She circled the castle once, leaving a trail of golden sparks, before disappearing into the horizon. The next day, the entire kingdom was in uproar about the missing phoenix. The king was furious and ordered a search for Mia. But Mia was nowhere to be found. Many years passed, and the tale of the caged phoenix became a legend. People spoke of a mysterious forest guardian, a fiery bird that would help lost travelers find their way. As for Mia, she had left the kingdom, venturing into the world and exploring its wonders. Every now and then, in her travels, she would see a trail of golden sparks in the sky. And she would smile, knowing that somewhere out there, Pyra was flying free, lighting up the world with her radiant beauty. The Veil of Midnight. In a time not bound by the present, the sky displayed an ethereal dance of stars every night. These stars were believed to hold secrets, and some said they could even influence one's fate. Among them, the most captivating was the Veil of Midnight, a constellation that appeared only once every century and was concealed by a celestial cloak. Leah, a young girl with a curious spirit, had heard tales of the veil from her grandmother. It was said that whoever witnessed the Veil of Midnight would be granted a single wish. As the next appearance of the veil drew near, Leah's excitement knew no bounds. She decided that she would stay up and witness this celestial wonder. On the fated night, armed with a blanket and a lantern, Leah ventured to a clearing where the sky was most visible. Hours passed, and just as her eyelids began to droop, the sky transformed. The stars shimmered brighter, and slowly, the Veil of Midnight revealed itself. It was breathtaking, a cascade of stars draped like a veil, shimmering and dancing in the dark expanse. Remembering the tales, Leah closed her eyes and whispered her wish. She wished for endless moments like this, where the beauty of the world left her in awe. As the first light of dawn approached, the veil started to fade. But something magical happened. The surroundings seemed more vivid, the chirping of the birds, the rustling of the leaves, and even the gentle caress of the wind felt new and extraordinary to Leah. Days turned into months, and Leah began to realize that her wish had come true. Not in the way she expected, though. She didn't witness celestial wonders every day. Instead, she started noticing the magic in everyday moments, the patterns the rain made on the window, the laughter of children playing, and the warmth of a shared meal. The Veil of Midnight did grant her wish. It opened her eyes to the beauty around her, making every moment seem as wondrous as a starry night. Years later, Leah would often recount the tale, not just of the night she saw the veil, but of the countless magical moments that followed. Through her story, many learned that sometimes, the most enchanting wonders are not in the distant sky but right before our eyes. Heralds of the Forgotten Dawn. Long ago, when time was but a soft murmur in the universe, there existed a realm where day and night were not dictated by the sun or the moon, but by two mystical birds. These birds, known as the heralds, were responsible for bringing light and darkness to the realm. The golden-feathered bird signaled the start of the day, while its counterpart, adorned with silver feathers, ushered in the night. There was harmony in the realm, for the heralds maintained a perfect balance. But over time, as stories often go, envy grew in the heart of the silver bird. It wished to shine as brightly as its golden counterpart and sought a way to extend its dominion over the realm. One fateful night, under the cover of darkness, the silver bird sang a haunting lullaby, putting the golden bird into a deep slumber. With its rival asleep, the silver bird's reign extended, plunging the realm into perpetual twilight. The inhabitants, deprived of the energizing warmth of the golden dawn, grew despondent. Fields lay barren, and a heavy gloom settled upon the realm. But hope, as it always does, found a way. A young maiden named Ilara, with raven-black hair and eyes that mirrored the night, set out on a quest to restore balance. Ilara's journey was fraught with challenges. She traversed dense forests, crossed treacherous terrains, and faced tests of courage. Guided by whispered legends, she finally reached the resting place of the golden bird. There, she sang an ancient song she had learned from her ancestors. The golden bird, stirred by the familiar melody, began to awaken. As its eyes opened, a radiant light spread across the realm, breaking the hold of the perpetual twilight. Realizing the error of its ways, the silver bird descended, its pride replaced by remorse. The two heralds, with Ilara's guidance, forged a new pact, promising to uphold the balance and never let envy cloud their judgment again. The realm rejoiced, and Ilara's bravery became the stuff of legends. Her tale was passed down through generations, serving as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a glimmer of hope can ignite a dawn long forgotten. And so, in the heartbeats of time, the realm flourished under the watchful eyes of the heralds of the Forgotten Dawn.